Folks like Paul Tumanaro, who ran my office, came out of the woodwork, volunteered, said, I want to help. Martin Gapshis, who did all of the printing for me and anything that we could do. Rick Garcia, who counseled and helped us strategize and fret. I think of all of the women in the lesbian community who came out. Nancy talked about it. Bernita, I saw you just came in. Bernita, Nettie Saban, Nettie helping me with the lesbian women and with the Jewish community, and Ann and Linda over here at Women and Children First Bookstore. Pat Cummings, who snapped my photos, and Kelly Cassidy and Alex, you know, folks who helped us bring the women out. And of course the lawyers who helped spread the word in the legal community, like Bob Alice and Mike Cook and Paul Lutter, who sent word to their members of their law firms and helped get the word out. Victory Fund folks, Sharon Milray and Steve Wood helped me get on the Victory Fund list. And of course people in the media, Crazy Richard Cook and his gossip columns, and Bill Zwecker, look at the times that he got us in the mainstream media, put in little plugs. And of course, Tracy Bain. My God. Tracy figured out something every week to get me in the newspaper. A photograph, an article, something to keep my name out there, to keep the interest level up. And then of course there was the kitchen cabinet. The folks who were the inner sanctum, the folks who provided my care, comfort, feeding, hand-holding. The great big redhead, Lori Cannon, who at a moment's notice would have a half a dozen people there stuffing envelopes if we needed it. She had the magic dialing finger and the list of volunteers always at the ready. Victor coordinating special events that evening at the Apollo Theater with my mom and the Rockettes of Ages getting 4 standing ovations, and Don Herrera coming in and getting Richard Knight or his alter ego Dickie O'Day to come out and entertain us. Tom Tunney, who underwrote, I can't tell you how many events he underwrote, and did anything we asked, providing food, and of course Ann Sathers, anytime we needed, and a place for safe harbor for me to come in between events, come in and have a meal and hold my hand and pat my back and tell me everything is going great and what a great job I was doing, even in the worst of times. Brandon Neese, my wise counselor, always the port in the storm, always helping settle things down when I was at my craziest. My pumpkin, Ellen Myers, my comfort, the one who took me on walks and talked me down. She was my Rachel Maddow, talked me down. Art Johnston and Pep and Chuck at Sidetrack, you know, doing anything that was asked, fundraisers. They had never before and have never since done one thing that they did during my campaign. They unfurled a huge banner that went out over the side of Sidetrack that had my punch number and my name and that big pink triangle. It looked like a football field long to me at the time. You could see it coming and going up and down Halstead. Just a feature of those guys and their support. And of course, Mr. Show Me the Money himself, Mike Bauer. Mike said to me, if you're crazy enough to run, I'm just crazy enough to help you. And boy, did he. You know, there's a clip that didn't make it to the video about Mike going into Bernie Hansen and saying, you know, Bernie, we've got one heck of a lot of money here to run this race. That was at a time when, you know, they were messing around with the slating and with who was going to be running against me. And Mike was like, you know, we've got all this money, and Bernie says, well, I don't want to know about your pledges, you know, and Mike says, no, I got the bank book here. You want me to show you? It's money in the bank. And, you know, that's a great way to...
And we're going to bury your fucking ticket.
Michael, always the eloquent spokesperson. So that's a little bit about what was. And now the question is, what's next? What's ahead? When one door closes, another door opens. So a week or so ago, I closed that door, and then I went to open another one, and what did I find behind that door? Everybody who's here tonight. There's one person, though, who's not here. We're all still here singing that song, but my mom's gone. Probably my biggest supporter. Not just my supporter. Great seeing her up there tap dancing her little heart out, helping me out. But probably my proudest moment with my mom was when she sat in front of those Republicans in the legislature. And she was the reigning Miss Senior Illinois at the time. And she said to them, you know, you protect me and my husband because of our age, and you protect our daughters because of their sex, and you protect my son because he's a Catholic priest, and you protect my grandchild because she's disabled. Why won't you protect my gay son? Why do you want to treat him different? I don't. And so I cried. She was willing to do that for us, so what are we willing to do now? To my gay and lesbian brothers and sisters on the bench, if I have in fact made it any easier for you, I guess then what I have to say is it's time to pass the mantle to you. You know what to do. It's time for you to pay it forward. It's time for you to be the best that you can be, to set the example, because you know that it's not just for you now. It's really not. People are looking. People are noticing. It's time to be mentors for our younger lawyers, to bring them along, to get them in place, to get them ready to take their place on the bench. It's time to continue to educate our fellow judges who are already there. We've got a pretty good base of support, but we've still got work to do. I'm not sure yet what exactly is inside that door as I look at the open door, but I know that I cannot, and we cannot just sit idly by. So if you haven't been involved for a while, hey, come on, join me. I'm jumping back in. We've made great strides. We've made incredible strides since the time that I was sworn in as a new lawyer in Springfield, Illinois in the fall of 1977. The world has truly changed. But there's so much that still needs to be done. We've got to get civil unions passed here in Illinois. We need to get rid of that ridiculous don't ask, don't tell. We've got to have federal protection for non-discrimination. And eventually, we need full, equal rights for the LGBT community. The best is yet to come. Thanks for being here.